Alright, I've got a 2009 Hyundai Sonata here. The ignition key is basically locking up, won't turn. It's in the off position. Now there was several people had looked at this. Even at one point a locksmith had come out and tried the different spare keys, couldn't get it to move, and told him it was going to be much more involved. Now I'm just going to briefly cover what I did to get this to turn, and I've done this on a couple of different cars now. Okay, so we're going to come in here. Now I've already taken this thing apart and I've got it moving, but you're going to come in here and it's going to be locked right here. You're not going to be able to get this to budge. So what are you going to do? So if you can't get this into the accessory position, then you can't remove this ignition lock, and then you're left with a lot of work, to say the least. You're going to have to either drill it out, break it loose, and that could potentially damage the housing, where you'd have to replace that. So this is where you want to spend as much time being delicate and working with this as you can, because if you can get this to move, it's going to make things a lot easier. So it took me about 15 minutes to get this to break free. So first off, I believe this helps, but it may or may not. But I will take some of this silicone paste, put it on the key, and try to get as much of this in there as I can. And usually I just start out with the hammer. The last one wasn't that difficult. Now we're not going to just go to just getting really rough with this. We may cause it to get in worse condition than it was. So we're just going to start tapping it, gently pulling the key in and out, and trying to get this thing to turn. And people are going to say, well, make sure your steering's not locked, check and make sure that you're in park. Well, we've ruled those things out. We're just strictly talking about the ignition lock here itself. And then someone will say, well, your key's worn out, so if you got a good key, then that'll fix the problem. Well, if you got two worn out keys and you don't have that option, this is what you're going to have to do. Now it just so happens these keys will work the door locks just fine. They'll work the trunk, they'll work the door locks. So the only thing it's not working is this. So anyways, you're going to take this, and like I said, you're going to have to work with this. And I said it took me 15 minutes of doing this to get this to turn. But this is the first thing that you want to do, because if you can't get it to turn into this accessory position, then it's going to turn into a really big job. Now I did this for a while, and I would take the key in and out, flip it, and alternately I would try the other key, and whichever one felt like it was grabbing the best or felt like it was clicking into the tumblers the best, that's the one I ultimately went with, and that side. And what I have here is a small crescent. Now this is what I finally got it to turn with. Now you don't want to get rough and break it off. You can just kind of tell how much pressure you can put on this, but I couldn't get it to turn with my hand, so I wound up getting this, and I got it to turn just like that, and it was just enough to get it into the accessory position. So once I'm there, then I'm good. I know I can get this out. So again, take your time. Said it took me 15 minutes of struggling with it to get it. Take your time, because this is going to make things a lot easier on you, and it's going to go a lot quicker in the long run. And like I said, I just want to point out that this method has worked for me twice with these ignition locks that were locked up. And with this one, there was at least 5 or 6 other people that had worked with this for I don't know how long. We're talking tow truck drivers, I think, had tried to do it. A locksmith came out. Like I said, they determined it was just locked up, is going to be more involved. So this method has worked for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and take you through the process of getting this out while I'm at it. So you want to peel this door trim out just a little bit here. It's easier just to pop your fuse cover, and then you can get in behind here, and this just clips in. You can use a plastic trim tool, but it usually just pops right out. And before we go any farther, we're going to go ahead and disconnect our negative. You don't want to be running your battery dead. 10 millimeter, by the way. All right, we got 2 Phillips screws here. Just to show you this while we're over here, this part of this trim goes in behind this tab right here. Now you want to take and pull that out, or get yourself a trim tool before you go to popping this loose, because it's going to hang on that. So not only was this trim piece behind the seal, but also you can see this lower trim piece is going to be behind the seal. You want that out of the way like that. We're going to move on to our screws down here underneath. So the bottom's loose. So we're going to start pulling this out at the top. We've got clips in here, and you can use a plastic trim tool if you like. You're going to notice we got some wires here, an OB2 connector at the bottom. So there's no need to disconnect this stuff. All right, we're just going to focus over here now. And you notice that's just going to go right through there. I do not want to take that key out now that I got it turning. So we're just going to drop this down. You see we just got it drop down here out of the way. Now if you want to take this loose, you can. You just squeeze down on these. They're color coded, yellow, green. We got the OB2 connector. We can just take the screws, and then we can take this completely out of our way. Okay, so like I said, the key is in the accessory position. You don't need to turn it any farther. We're going to have to come up here and push this button here. This key cylinder is going to come out of this housing right here. Okay, so here I like to use this little right-angled pick tool to come up here. All right, so if you can see this hole right here, it's real hard to get an angle at this. This is where we're coming in. There's a hole right there, and we're going to press that button. There's just a button in there, and while we're doing that, we're going to pull out with the key on this whole housing. You could go ahead and disconnect your wire here as well. Just push in right here. Give that a tug. And it's going to take some pushing and wiggling with it for a minute. So while we're pushing that in, we're pulling the key or pulling this housing here. And you're going to have to work with it a second. It's going to be stuck in there a little bit. This is the button that you're having to push down, and it only pushes down with it in that accessory mode. If you have it anywhere else, it will not depress. So it has to be in the accessory. That's the only way to get it out. And so it'll be a little bit stuck, but just keep pushing the button and just work with it a minute. It'll come out of there. So I had to order another one, Hyundai. So once I get that, we'll get it back in here. Now, one of the things I didn't explain is, this thing was locking up, so I got it out. I put it back in for demonstration, but what I did was took it apart and basically took all but like 2 of those tumblers out. So I know I can turn the key in it now. So if you had to get by in a pinch, you can disassemble these. It's not real difficult. There was a video that I watched as far as the disassembly. I can share that, but I basically took it apart, took the tumblers out, and just put it back together just so I could demonstrate this. Okay, we got our brand new key cylinder in here today, OEM, and it's pretty simple. It's easier putting it back together than it is getting everything apart. A lot of people don't like the idea of having a new set of keys, but what I'll say is that your new keys, you know, going to be sharply cut, you know, brand new. So the only issue you might have, you know, is with your door. You're going to have to use your old key to get in your door. Now, if you don't like the idea of that, then you can simply change out the door or have it keyed to the new key by a locksmith. It's pretty simple to take them out, but it's not that big of a deal just to use the other key for the door. So I'm just gonna get those wires up out of the way a little bit. Key in the accessory position, the button's not gonna push if we don't have it in the accessory, and then that's gonna go right in there. It's not going to line up. Okay, I didn't have it centered. Alright, there it is. And you can tell I won't be able to pull it out. Alright, we're just going to get our panel reconnected here. And like I said, you don't have to take this off unless you just want to, but it's pretty simple. And remember, we got this pulled out so we can get this back in here where we need it. And slide that little hook down there first. And then we'll just put this back. Try the other key. Okay, now let's just say that you have one of these cars that has the immobilizer. Well, the same thing, you just keep this key, the old key up here, as long as it's close, it should crank the car. Now, if it doesn't, then you would have to go to a locksmith, worst case, and get the new one programmed to the immobilizer. But I think most of these cars in America, you don't have to worry about that. You see, I just cranked it, no problem. So the OEM key cylinder was $100. If you have time to wait, you can get these for as little as like $60 on eBay. I know got this from Amazon. It's $100. Got it within a couple of days. So it just depends on how long you can wait. So if you got a key that is stuck and won't turn, hopefully this video can help you out. If you can get this yourself, it's definitely going to save you a lot of money. So anyways, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.